Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. If you can hear me, let me get a thumbs up. I'm waiting for other people to join up. Um, Trying to see if other people will join up. I'm wait- um, Trying to see if other people will join up. I'm wait- um, Trying to see if other people will join up. Okay, if you're here, let me see your thumbs up. Just show something, let me know that you're here. Give me a thumbs up if you're here. Okay, if you're here, let me see your thumbs up. Just show something, let me know that you're here. Okay, Odera. Give me a thumbs up if you're here. Okay, Odera. I think I would carry on with you. Diana, welcome. And the rest of the others. Okay, we'll carry on from where we stopped last week. We cleaned our data. We cleaned our data last week, and today we are to start with solving the part B problem. I don't know how many of you that were here last week when we adequately cleaned the data. We explained a lot of concepts that is involved in cleaning data. By the way, I assume that you guys have the question that we are solving today. That is the Power BI assignment that you guys did, and a good number of you came to me privately and equally on the group and asked that I should please go through it again, because I'm sure that a good number of you did not understand the concepts that was carried out in that assignment, and it was given so that you guys would be stretched a bit. It's not just as the easy ones that you see, you clean data, you remove duplicates and the rest of that. There are a lot of other things that happens in Power BI, including modeling and the rest of that. Do we understand? Can you hear me? Okay, let's carry on. To continue with the assignment, the second part of the question says, it says we should create a data table and relate it to the order table. That is the second part. The first question in the second part of the assignment that you guys were given. And for this to be done, we will have to build DAX measures for it. Now, to create a data table, it is important. It is a very, very important skill, to have in whether you in business intelligence or when you are working with some of these data analytics tool. Your ability to be able to create a date table, rather not a data table, a date table, it is a great skill. And here, when you are asked to create a date table, you talk about your year to day, your month over month, your day over day, and the rest of the other things that is involved in this. Okay? If you have the ability to do this effortlessly, it is a very, 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 great skill to possess when you are working as a data analyst. All right. You may not cram the formula. You may not cram the formula, but ability to understand that formula is very important. your ability to understand that formula that you're going to apply, your ability to understand the DAX expression that you would use, it is very, very important, because when you understand that formula, you would be able to manipulate it as you want or as you wish. So there are various ways to do this. There are quite a number of ways to do this, but the most recommended is using DAX expressions. You can use your Power Query to do this, but the method is a lot longer, right? The method is a lot longer. But when you are working using DAX, it is easier for you to do this. We will get straight to it right away. Now, for you to start up this, first things first, you will have to go to your modeling tab. We defined all these things last week. This is our modeling tab. You click on it. All right. When you click on it, you go to new table. You will go to new table. Let's see. This is our new table. You click on this and let's wait for it to open. Now, this is where you start writing your DAX formula. We will write the formula and we will explain that formula one by one by one. Now, the table that we want to create is known as date table. Remember, the date table. Please, if for any reason you're not hearing me, or if there is a question, you can put it out in the comment section and I'll get back to it. Okay, now the date table, that is what we want to create. The date table. Now, how do we create this? I know that I saw the assignment that you guys did, and I know that a good number of you probably went online and researched. Some others copied from some others without understanding what it is that they are copying. But a good number of you that did that assignment copied the work online, right? They searched certain things and then they copied it on. That is good. That is the importance of AI. That is the inclusion and the importance of AI in analytics. It aids the work, but it does not replace the work. But it's important that as you copy these formulas, you will be able to understand. Don't cram the formula. I will not ask anybody, I will not recommend for anybody to cram any formula. You are not meant to cram formulas. Understand these processes, understand the formula. That is what you need, so that if you are in a place where you are asked for this, you can easily ask your co-pilot. Your AI is known as your co-pilot. You can easily ask the co-pilot, and when it makes a mistake, you will be able to understand it. But when you don't know this, when you don't understand the formula and you just go to AI and pick up something, I tell you, when it makes a mistake, you will not pick it up. That is one thing that is one important thing about this AI or co-pilot, as the case may be. So if you look at this formula, you understand it, so that wherever you are called upon, or whenever you are using it in the future, or something that is similar, or something else that you may be asked to do, you will have a good understanding of what you're working on. Now we are creating the date table. Remember, the first place we went to the model tab. After that, from the model tab, we clicked on the new table, and the new table now brought us to this point where we will have to write in our formula, right? So the first thing to write is, because we are going to be adding columns. Remember, it is a date table, so we want to create columns like the year column, the month column, the quarter column, the day column, as the case may be. That is why you start with add columns. Once you press A, the add columns will come out. Now it's expected that when you click on add columns, there is a table, there is a name, and there's an expression. Now, the table, Power BI has a calendar table, right? And because what we are dealing with is dates. So first of all, you put on the calendar table, right? Once you click on add columns, it brings this out. Remember, it is a date table that we want to create. We want to create a brand new table that wasn't given to us. It is a brand new table that wasn't given to us. So for this to happen, we'll first of all add columns, and then calendar, bring in the calendar column, the Power BI calendar column. We are going to tell that calendar where to start from and where to end. Follow me carefully. Now we have added our add columns. Next thing is calendar. Calendar, you see this here, calendar. Remember, that's the table. Now it's asking us from which start date and the end date. If the table that you're working on, if the data that you want to attach the date table to, if the date in it starts from January 2020 to 31st December 2025, that is exactly what you would put here. The start date is from 2020, the end date is 2025. Now you add date, calendar, then the date. You write the date, capital letter. Okay, once you just type the D, whether it's small or capital letter, the actual information would appear. And then when you write in the date, now going back to our data, the information that we have in that data ranges from 1st of January to 31st December 2023. So we start with 2023, comma, January, comma, 1st. Then we close it. That is our starting date. See, year, month, day. Year, month, day. Then we close it. When you close it, you put comma, and then the next thing for you to do is to write your end date. You carry on, date again, and it is ending 2023, comma, December, which is 12th, comma, and then 31st. December has 31 days. So we close this now with double braces. Do you understand? It is a group interactive session, so I would want for you guys to give me a thumbs up when you understand, when you follow what I'm saying. If you understand, let me get a thumbs up. If you follow, let me get a thumbs up. I'm waiting for you guys. Okay, Indiana, you said your own date ended in April 30th. Check it well. Check well. Check well. Check your data very well. Probably maybe you did not bring in all the information. Check well. Or even if it ended in April 30th, there's no problem. All right. You might decide to extend it to 31st December just in case there is a particular information that you did not see, so that it will pick all the information. So even if you extend it to 31st December, there's no problem. Do you understand? Diana, do you understand? Guys, let me hear from you. Do you understand? Okay. So we have brought in our calendar. So the memory, the Power BI memory now understands that, okay, we are dealing with dates and the time frame, and the time frame of what the information that we want to put in is from January to 31st December, and everything that we have to do has to fall into that time frame. So we have brought in the calendar. The next column that we want to add on our date table, if we run this now, we wouldn't see any year, we wouldn't see any month, we wouldn't see any day, we wouldn't see any quarter, depending on what you want. All right, if we run this as it is now, it will be there, but then inside the date table, there will not be any columns. Right, so the next thing for us to put is to include the year. This is just like a calendar. The first thing is just the calendar. We just brought in a calendar. Now we need to bring in the year column. You put your comma. Now, what do we want that column to answer? We want it to answer year. So that is why we will have inverted comma. We write it as year. Okay, let's put capital letter. Yeah. Comma. This particular one, this particular year that I wrote here is the name the column will bear. Now let us call the year function into our calendar. We now type year, and this will appear. Again, inside the year, we put in our square bracket and we call the dates. Follow me. We've now told this year to fall into this date that we have in this calendar. That is why we have this date here. We have told the year that under the year column, please, whatever year that you would write should fall into this calendar date. Right. After that, we'll close it and put comma. We add another column, which is month. Remember, I said these ones with inverted comma, open and close, they are the names the columns will bear. That is why they are in inverted comma, so that the system will understand that these things are these ones are strings. You could give it a month name or month number depending on what you want. Okay, let's call this one month number. Month number. All right. Month number, and then we call the month function month number comma. Be careful to put in all these things, the comma where it needs to be. Calling the month function square bracket, calling the month function square bracket. Sorry, you put in your square bracket again. You bring in your dates. The month should fall within the date. You close it, you close it and put your comma. Now, if you understand this formula this way, it will help you when you're working. It will help you so well when you are working, so that you will know. I'll show you guys a trick here. When we get to the month or the day, as the case may be, I'll show you guys a trick, because you might have a question, a real life question, where you are asked to write maybe the month number, the day number, or just to shorten the days in the month. You don't need to call your AI, or even if you call your AI, when AI shows you something, you will understand what AI has done for you. At least you will have a good understanding of what AI is doing. Right now, this is the month. Month, please fall into the dates, the calendar, the date in the calendar. That is what this one means. All right. Now we have the month number. Now let's call the month name. I intentionally put all this month stuff so that we will understand what it is that we are doing. Like, you can be asked for the month number, you can be asked for the month name, and you can be whatever it is that you are asked, so that you will know how to bring them in. Now the next one is month name. Right. So months, remember these ones inside inverted comma, they are strings. That is why they are inside inverted commas. Month name, comma, again, the format. Now watch this, because this one has to do with strings, because this one has to do with name, because this one has to do with alphabet. It has a format that it should follow. Unlike this one that was just a number, all the other ones we've been doing, they are all numbers. So there is no particular format. We already know that the format for date is the same thing as we have here, right? But for these ones that we have as alphabets, there is a format. There is a format it should take. That is why we call the function format. When you call the function format, telling the format, please, it is for the date that I need you to follow. I need this particular format for this month name following this calendar. All right. Now, you bring in your date. Very important. You bring in your date, and then comma. Right. The next thing is how you want the month name to appear. Some people might want, if you look at some date tables, you would see the month names as like January. Instead of writing it complete, they will write it as JAN. February, FEB. March, and the rest of that. This is where you determine which to follow and which not to follow. But let's just take it all to let's do the complete process. We will come back to those other shortening the names if we want to, and how we can do it. It is a very simple trick, right? So because the month's name is a string as well, so we write MMMM. We want the name complete. Put it this way, and then we close it. That is for the names. Now, the next one is for the quarter. Repeat the same process. Quarter. And this is this, comma. Let it know that it is Q that quarter represents. All right? And then, and the format. The format should be like the other one that we did. Sorry. Square brackets, date, comma, same process, Q, same thing. Then we close it, and then close it again. If you want to add your day, in a calendar you have month, you have year, you have month, you can have quarter, and then you can have what else? Day. It is still the same process. If we want to add day, okay, let's go on. Let's look at the days now. If we want to add day, you remove this one, comma, you add your days, let's, every other one is in capital letter, so let's make it capital. Your days, comma, and the format should go as format, the date inside, comma, and the format should be, how it should be is DDDD. We need the dates complete. After that, we have finished writing our query. We have the year, we have the month, we have the quarter, and we have the day. After that, we press enter. Let's allow it to process. Look at what we have. We have our day, we have our month, we have our month number, we have our quarter. The date is the main thing here. We have the days, the columns we have created, the month name, the month number, and the quarter. Now let me show you guys something. We have created a date table. Let's get to this place and see it exactly as it is. Look at the columns that we have created. We have created a date, which is the calendar, containing date and time. We have the year, we have the number, the month number, we have the month name, we have the quarter, and we have the various days. Okay, let me try and zoom in the codes. Let me see if I can zoom in. Can you see it better now? Odera, can you see the codes better now? Okay. Okay, let me send a screenshot of the codes. A moment, please. Let me send a screenshot. Let me screen grab and send. All right. I'll send the screenshots to the message box very shortly. Is there any other challenge? Indiana, can you see very clearly? Do you understand? If you can see very clearly, let me know. Okay. I'm trying to send in the codes now. Okay. All right. I want to send the code. Odera, I would send the code to the group so you pick it from there. Okay. So that we don't waste our time any further. Guys, give me a moment. Let me do that very quickly. Please, I'm sorry for the break. I want to send this to the group so that Odera can pick it from there. Okay, I've sent a copy of the code to the group. You can just take it from there. It's an image and zoom it in, right? And the video will be available for you to watch at the end of the class. The video would be available for you to rewatch and zoom. I will try to work on the fonts after now for the subsequent sessions that we'll be having. Okay, all right, so this is it. We have created these columns. Now we have created the day, where we have created the days, the quarter, the month name, month number, the year, and this is the first that we brought in, which is the calendar. This is it here. We are not done yet. I said I was going to show us something. Assuming I don't want to have these things like this. I don't want to have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the rest of that. How do I do it without giving myself stress? Simple. You will come to this place. The 4 Ds, I'll just reduce it to 3, because these things, if you put 1, it represents something. If you put 2, it represents something. If you put 3, it represents something. If you put 4, it represents something. These numbers, or the number of Ds, or the number of M's that you put, as the case may be, the number of Ds and the number of M's that you put, as the case may be, shows different formats that you want to appear on your column. Let's run this and see if we are correct. You put enter. Let's wait for it. Let's get back to this place and see. Can you guys see? We have, it's been shortened to just 3 letter words. I've reduced this to just 3 letter words. Do we understand? Do we follow? If we follow, let me hear him get a thumbs up. If we follow, let me get a thumbs up. So depending on what the situation calls for, depending on what the problem is, depending on what you want, you are like, depending on what question that you have to answer, you have to put it the way you want it to put. Okay, thank you, Indiana. Thank you. Right. The same thing happens to month. Right? You can go to that place I wrote M, and you remove 1 M, just 1 M, and you press enter. If you press enter and you get back here, you see the month's name has been reduced. Let's check if we reduce it to just 2, what are we going to have? Let's go with the day. If we reduce it to just 2, what are we going to have? And let's see what is here. Just the day day numbers. That is what we would have. Monday, Tuesday, this is the first day of the week. This is I think it's Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. But the second day is what? Monday. This is a Wednesday. It means that you want the day numbers and not the day names. Right? That is when you reduce that this this last thing that we wrote here, the strings here, that the format that we want it to take. Those things are not just for design. It tells the memory, I want you to give me the number, I want you to give me the name, I want you to give me to just give me a shortened pattern or shortened name or shortened format for this. If I just leave this to 1, it will just give me one number. Like the first day of the week is Sunday, so it will just give me 1. Let's check it out. And let's go to this place and see. That is how it happens, right? There is no magic to it. So assuming here that we did not put the month's number, and we want to get the number of the month from the month's name, it is as easy as anything. I'll just go to this place I wrote M, and I'll just reduce it to 1 or 2. If you want it to be 01, 02, 03, and the rest of that, you leave it at 2. If you want it to be just one number, you leave it at 1. If you want a shortened version of the month's name, it is going to be name because we used a format. We want a string. We used a format. If we just wanted number, if we just wanted only number to appear, we will just use this month number, month date, and that's all. But because we want the name and we want it to follow a particular format, and where and how do you tell the calendar the format that it should take from this place that you write double M, triple M, or M into 4 places, right? Now this that I just wrote here, I can just press enter and get back to here, and you see we have just one number. So it is no rocket science. It is something that when you understand it, it would help you in your work. Remember what I said earlier. That this is a very, very intelligent method of working. If you have a good understanding on how to use DAX, you don't easily get it. A lot of data schools, I am a data analyst, and I've been in this business for quite a long while. I will tell you guys for free, unless you pay for one-on-one class, even when you pay for that one-on-one class, you don't get it detailedly this way. I have just taken out I just don't know why, but I just feel that let me just, if you guys succeed, I succeed, right? I just decided to take out time and go into this very detailedly so that you understand. I know that a good number of you may know some of these. Some others may not know at all. If you know, you can never know enough. There's always room for you to add an extra knowledge to what you already know. Okay? And that is that. We'll get back to this. I have taken it back to how it was. So I just left this at 3 and let it be like that. Do we understand? Any questions so far? Any contribution? Remember, I said this is a group interactive session. It's not just for me. Should I carry on, guys? And and the beautiful part of it is that in analysis, this is the most important thing. This is where you do all the magic that you need to do, not even on the dashboard, not even on the dashboard creation process. That is not where the cocoa is done, right? That is not where you cook what you would present to your clients. It is here. And when you work with DAX, it's very beautiful and interesting, especially when you understand what you're doing. It is very, very beautiful and interesting when you understand what you're doing. When you do this, when you are able to do this very effectively and efficiently, your dashboard can be a walk in the park, right? You can design whatever you want to design, but try design something that is captivating. When you're done designing, like, you can beat your chest and present yourself anywhere as a pro data analyst if you can effectively work with DAX expressions and data analytics expressions and be able to defend yourself. If I send in any code, if I do any manipulation on this code, you look at it, you can tell me, okay, this is this and that is that and that is that. That is why I have chosen to explain these processes, so you understand what it is that we have done here. We created a date table from start to finish. There is no difficulty in it. There is no magic in it. That is the beauty, is the engine, is the kitchen of everything that that you will be doing. If you're working with Power BI, or if you're working on a real life problem and it hasn't brought you to DAX expression or using DAX, you are just still cleaning the table. You have not really scratched the surface. So guys, do you guys understand what we just did here? I want to get a response, please. Okay, you said the and sign is yes, because we wrote two things here. Remember, this quarter and this Q, right? It could take this and it could take this. We're just trying to tell you that this and this, they are all working together. Diana, do you understand? The question that we had, the question that was thrown to us said we should create a date table, right? Let's look at the question. The question asked us, it is a real life problem, and they asked you to create a date table. That is part B. Create a date table and relate it to the main table that was given to you. That is the sales table. Now, the sales table here, let's look at the sales table. Remember, that is the reason we are creating this. The sales table never had anything like date in it. Let's see. Let me see very well. Let me be sure. Let's look at it. Okay, it had an order date. It had an order date in it, but probably they want to have a better understanding, all right, of what happened in these days when each of these products were bought and the rest of that. And order date alone cannot give you a good information of what you are needed to do. You are called upon by a company and they ask you to do something for them. Your job is to do what they ask you to do. And in this case, take for instance, there could be a table where you need to work on the world population and know the effect of a particular disease in the world. And you're not giving the world population, but you're giving the population of a particular area where that problem is happening. Or it could be vice versa. You are given the world population and you are asked to find the population of the population in Nigeria that suffers from pneumonia or something like that. You just have the world population and not Nigeria's population. You have to source for Nigeria's population and align it with the world's population. And Nigeria's population will be very different. It will be a different table. You have to bring it together. You have to find that population, the population of Nigeria, and align it, bring it to the world's population, so that whatever analysis you are running on the main table you are given can have effect on the actual place that your interest is in. Do we understand it? So that is the essence. That is why we needed a date table. The question asked us to create a date table. That is why we are creating the date table. Odera, do you understand? Guys, do you guys understand my analogy? Okay. Since you Liana said they understand. So let's carry on. After you must have created this date table, we are only creating the date table because we were asked to. You have to be prepared for anything at any time. We are creating the date table because we were asked to create it, because it is needed for the work you're doing. I'm not saying that at all times you would create it, but remember what I said earlier. It is a very, very intelligent tool, intelligent ability, intelligent, whatever. If you know how to run these things, if you know how to, work on whatever it is that you are given at any time, that means you are good to go. You can confidently call yourself a data analyst, and you can stand anywhere and do whatever they have asked you to do, because you have a good understanding of these things. Now, after you must have created this table, we need to mark it as a date table. So we go to model. I think this is a model view. Sorry. Yeah, let me bring it in. This is and then we mark it as a date table. Very important. Mark this as a date table. All of the columns. You save it. So we save it. This has been marked as a date table. Very important. Now, the entire memory, the entire system understands everything inside here as date, and you will treat it, and it will treat it as such. Now, after this, the next question says, I hope you guys understand. I said the reason we mark it as a date table is for Power BI to recognize it as an official calendar for time intelligence. It now recognizes everything here as an official calendar for time intelligence. That's it. We have created this table, but another thing we need to do is to align it. We need to align it. We need to they said we should relate it to the main table, that is the sales table that we have. And how do we go about this? How do we go about this? This is the model view that we have. And remember, I don't know, I think I said it here, I don't know whether it's here I said it. Anything modeling has to do with relationship. Anything modeling has to do with relationship. If you are modeling and between two tables, like if you're creating models, even the English word model, I have a model of this, means I have something that looks like this. I have something that is a replica of this. I have something that has some sort of relationship with this other stuff. Okay, so that is what modeling is. At this point, there is no relationship yet. No sort of relationship yet. So what do? We now we'll either drag this other date, because this is the only thing that has date in it, to this place, or we drag this one to this place. You just click and drag. It should on its own, create that relationship. And the relationship should be one to many, right? When we work in our SQL, I hope you guys will turn up. It depends on the turn up, right? Because in this Power BI class, you guys weren't so much encouraging me, but I hope you guys will turn up for the SQL. In SQL, we'll talk more about the relationships that we have in modeling. We have one-to-one, we have one-to-many. The relationship has to be one-to-many, because what we have is not just one stuff. We don't just have one column. We have days, months, month number, and the rest of that. And this particular data equally has more than one column. So we leave it at one to many and we click on save. So assuming we have 3 tables, 4 tables, 5 tables, 6 tables, whatever, and that we need to put together, we have created a relationship between them. So these 2 tables are all the same. These two tables now, sorry, they are not the same, but they are now related. You can drag it. I'm trying to drag it to anywhere you want to drag it to. If you have another table that is related in any way, it can be anywhere. This is modeling. This is the modeling that you guys are talking about. This is the modeling that you guys have been hearing about. This is the modeling. This is how models are created. As a data analyst, this is how you create some sort of relationship depending on the question that you're answering, right? This is how models are created. And then from here, you can now generate whatever insights that you want to generate from your data, right? And going like after here, if there is a data scientist by your side, data scientists can carry this model now. The data is clean and you have done your analysis on it very accurately. You have created your model. The data scientists can now carry this work from this point and then train this data to become whatever it is that they want it to become. If they want the data to start walking or flying or behaving like an animal, however it is that they want, or whatever it is that they want the data to be like, this is a sales data, so there's no way you can train it to walk or to fly. This is a sales data, and what it is meant to do is to either improve the output or show more ways that sales can be made, or expose areas that needs the company's attention. You have done a beautiful job here. The next thing is to look at the insights that you can generate from this. You have done your analysis, you have done your modeling, you have done created a data table, a date table to read as requested or as required of you. Every other thing that is left for you to do is now to generate the insights that you can pick out from the data. This is called the relationship line, nothing more. This is, once you click on it, you find where the relationship is from, and it is from date to other date. You see why it is important for us to call the calendar function. Any questions so far? Any confusion? It's meant to be a 1-hour class, and I intend it to be like that. You guys didn't show up early. If you did, we would have probably gone forward to generate insights from this. I know that this was the difficult part in this assignment, so that's why I took my time to break things down so that we can understand it. If you see anything else that is like this, you will be able to handle it. So guys, any question? Relationships. When you're modeling, the only thing what you look out for is columns that are related. Columns that you can create a relationship with. Model. Even the English explanation of model, or if you are one of those that used to watch all this robotics and AI, what they create is a model of this, a model of a human being, something that looks like, something that has some sort of relationship with a human being or an animal or a particular engine or the other. A model, when you're creating a model, is relationship. You're looking for columns that are related. Simple. Columns that are related, then you find a way to bring them to using these columns on different tables. This is one table, this is another table. You could have another table here and then there will be this line of line here, and we call them the relationship line. What this line does is to tell us that these tables are related, and what is the factor that brings them together, the primary key that brings them together. The primary factor that brings them together is this column. In this case, we have order date and date. They can have different names. But the information in it must be similar in some way. Do you understand, Tom? Tom, do you understand? Okay, I can't get any response from you. Any other question, guys? All right, thank you. So we have trashed that second question. By our next class, we'll find inside. That will be an easy peasy. I hope you guys show up early. We will generate insights and probably create a dashboard for it. Dashboarding is the last part of it. Dashboarding, creating a very beautiful dashboard is good though. I'm not saying it's not good, it's good. But what is more important is understanding what you have put on the dashboard. That is something that is way more important. That is, if you get a job and the money that you are being paid, that is where the money you are being paid is like where they have to pay you that huge amount of money. For those of you, that would aim in foreign currency, I pray for all of us to, to get that opportunity, because data analysis is an interesting place to be. Okay, so by our next class, we would generate insights and probably create our dashboards. My interest is not in the dashboard, but say to speak, my interest is behind the scene, what happens, so that you understand what you're doing. Okay, all right. I guess there's no further question, or there's no further confusion anyway. If there is none, I will then see you guys by next week Monday. If you guys want to encourage me, please and please turn up. That is, you people are not paying me for this, my data I'm burning. Please turn up. If I come and I don't see you guys, I might just shut the portal and continue. Please guys, turn up. And if you can call your friends, no problem. It's a learning platform. Please guys, I'm kind of begging now. Turn up. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to say it, honestly. I don't know what else to say. I don't know why I'm doing this for you guys. I just wanted to do it, right? I know what is in the business. You wouldn't get this in most data schools. I am in the business. I know what happens. You will not get this much detailed information. They give you what they give you, and then leave you to it. Maranatha Tech Consult is here to bridge that gap. That is why I said bring in your problems. We'll find a way to sort it out. It is there to bridge that gap. I don't know how else to say it. It's an open check. If you guys don't want to use it, it's where. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Odera. Thank you, everybody. Ray Beamer. And everybody that showed up today. I really appreciate your coming. I will see you guys by next week, Monday. Please turn up. Again, please turn up. That is my only plea. That is the only thing I'm begging for. Turn up and turn up early so that the 1 hour that we have, we can make out something very meaningful out of it. Thank you very much, and God bless you, all of you. God bless all of you for coming. Thank you.